Hello everyone, in this video I will be showing you guys my February 2021 bullet journal setup. So I started out with a pencil sketch and then using a Pigma Micron in the 01 thickness I inked out everything. For February I am doing a flower / pink dot theme, and you can kind of see what I'm doing. I just inked out all of the flowers and I arranged them all in this circle shape in these little rings around February. I wrote out February in cursive using a Tombow Fudenosuke hard tip brush pen. All of the supplies that I'm using will be linked in the description box, by the way, so you can check that out if you're curious. But I just erased those rings and then using a Crayola Super tip in this pink blush color, I just colored in all of those flowers. And then later on, for the actual circles, I'll put all of the spots in between the flowers. I'm actually using a pink zebra Mildliner and just putting in these little dots all around the rings so that it's like a flower and then a few dots and then another flower. And this whole theme is going to be very pink, and I thought that was pretty fitting for February since Valentine's Day and everything. But I just added in these little squiggles around that, and that's it for the cover page. For the quote page, I'm doing this really nice quote that says, "When flowers bloom, so does hope." And I thought that was a really nice quote. I just inked everything, added in these two flowers at the sides, colored those in, added those dots and squiggles, and that's it for the quote page. For my next page, I'm doing my calendar spread. So there's nothing really fancy about this spread, it's just a regular calendar, and then at the top I just added in those two pink accent colors, and then I'm writing out the days of the week at the top, and then in those little top colored spots I just wrote out all of the days for February, and then at the corner I'm adding in a little YouTube growth tracker, and I'm writing down a spot to put my total subscriber count for the 1st of February along with the 28th of February. And then at the bottom, I'm adding in a little spot for milestones. For the doodles for this page, I actually did something a lot. I added in a bunch of circles / rings all around the page. And then what I'm going to be doing is drawing flowers and circles and dots and whatnot all around that. So I wrote February in one of the corners, and then I drew a bunch of flowers, erased all of the lines, colored in all of the flowers, and then using that same pink zebra Mildliner, I just wrote all of the little dots in there. For my next page, I'm doing my habit and mood trackers for the month of February. So for habit trackers, I did this little style of having habit in cursive and then tracker in this sort of typewriter serif font. So I'm adding in these little headers. I'm doing individual trackers for this month, by the way, but I added headers to write down the habits that I want to track. And then I started writing in all of those numbers. It got a little tedious, but I actually added in too many trackers. I made too many of them. I did not need that many trackers. So what I did was I just cut out a piece of paper from the very back of my bullet journal, one of those pages, and then I just glued that right on top, and now you can barely even notice that something was there. Anyway, for the doodles for this page, I'm doing these little semicircles at the bottom to fill up that empty white space. But I'm just drawing a bunch of flowers, adding in those little dot / circle things, those little random squiggles that you see, and that's it for the habit tracker. For my mood tracker, I'm doing that same title style just at the bottom. And then I drew 28 circles, and I'm going to be drawing a bunch of flowers in that. And for my mood, I'm actually experimenting. So I made a little legend at the bottom, but let's say my mood is a pretty bad one. I might only color in one of the petals or two of the petals. But if it's a good mood, I'll color in a lot more, like 4 or 5 of them. So at the top, I drew that same semicircle style as the bottom, as the habit tracker. So I'm just coloring that in, adding the little dots and squiggles, and that's it for that spread. For my last spread for this setup, I'm doing my first weekly spread for the month of February. It's all really exciting, but I'm doing the kind of layout where there are 4 boxes on each page. So I only do 7 since there's 7 days in the week, and I'm adding in these little headers in this in my blush pink Crayola Super tip color, and I'm going to be writing the days of the week on there, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I just color that in, and then to separate things out even more, I added in another section for events to split it up from events and tasks. So let's say that someone's birthday is on the 2nd of February, I can just write in like Sophie's birthday at the top, and that's an event, or it might also be like a doctor's appointment or a dentist appointment. And then that's what the tasks section is for. Then using a Pigma Micron in the 0.8 thickness, which is a bit thicker than the 0.1 thickness, I just wrote out the days of the week in a regular cursive font. Then for that empty little corner at the top, I started to write out February, but I actually spelled it wrong. I forgot the R. So what I did was just write out February on a regular copy paper, spelled correctly this time, but I actually drew it smaller than I had drawn it on the paper, so it was too small to cover up my mistake. So I actually played around with collage this time. I just ripped out a little circle using pink paper, and I just covered that on top, and you can barely even notice it now. And then I stuck on the February, added in those same flowers and dots and squiggles and whatnot, and that's it for this spread. So here is the final flip through for my February 2021 bullet journal setup. It feels really crazy to say that, but I hope you guys enjoyed the little flower dot pink theme that I had going on. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.